Donald Trump and his supporters are absolutely melting down after Time magazine caught Trump having a bit of a bad hair day, I guess. So Donald Trump went on True Social and he posted this. Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, which I feel like is really underselling it. But the picture may be the capital W worst of all time. They disappeared my hair and then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one. Really, I guess he would have been fine with it if it was a big crown. I don't know. Really weird. I never like taking pictures from underneath angles, but this is a super bad picture and deserves to be called out. What are they doing and why? Now look, are we gonna make fun of his physical appearance in this segment? Yes, we're gonna do that. It's my obligation to you. But also, I think I'm gonna try to be fair to Time magazine, because let's bring up the picture. So this is the actual Time magazine picture. Now, Donald Trump is on the cover of Time, something that used to be so important to him that he would fake it. He would Photoshop him on there because he wanted it so badly. So now he's got it. The title is His Triumph. It's about how awesome he is because he got this deal that nobody else could have, even though it's the exact same deal that Biden put forward a year ago. And the only thing that's really changed is the fundamental situation on the ground and the perception across the globe of Israel's government. And he had absolutely nothing to do with putting that pressure on them. It was actually regular activists and everything. So I don't understand why everyone's giving him all the credit, but whatever, let's pretend that he deserves it. His triumph. And look, he wants to look hot in the picture. And I get that. Everybody wants to look hot in a picture. I want to look hot in a picture someday. I've been waiting my whole life. But the issue is that Time has to work with the material they're given. And so it is easy to look at that picture and say his hair doesn't look great. But let's be very clear. They didn't disappear his hair. That's what the tiny little cotton candy-like wisps of fake hair that he's put over his, in actuality, bald scalp look like when light shines through it. And the reason they're doing that angle is it's his triumph. The sun is shining down on him. It's supposed to be positive. Now, I know that he's used to putting out like, photos of him being booked and everything, and photos of him with like blood on him that might even be real. Like he likes like grim photos and everything, but that's like an optimistic photo. And honestly, like if you're gonna be critical of it, let's put that photo back up. He's focusing on the hair. I don't think that's the part he should focus on if he has an issue with the photo or the angle, by the way. There's some other anatomic stuff that I would have a problem with if I look that way. By the way, they're even doing like a super close crop so that he doesn't have to face the rest of the truth about his appearance. So look, he would make it seem as if they're doing him dirty. I think they're doing the best they can do. It is not a bad picture. It's a bad subject, okay? It just is. That's what you look like, dude. What do you want them to do? If you want your face to be on there, they're gonna have to take a picture of your face. And I have more thoughts on his face. We'll get to them in just a sec. But let's turn now to some of the comments, because obviously MAGA's not happy about this. Jack says, Time, you are so pathetic. Had to use a crap picture. I love that he's not even implying that they faked it. He does acknowledge that Trump takes crap pictures, so I like that. I don't care says, who's your photographer? Someone from Portland, Chicago, Maine? I don't even get the Maine part. What, so like, but it is him. You get that that's what he looks like, right? Phineas says, I would have bought the issue as a commemorative item if you had a respectful cover photo. Instead, I'll buy a red Trump was right about everything hat. And Jay Cash says, why such an unflattering photo choice? Look, guys, this is what he looks like. Could they have taken a photo from directly above his head or from a mile away? Sure, they could have. That is still what he looks like. Jesus Christ. By the way, at a certain point, look, is it petty to focus on this? Perhaps. But the issue is that they have acted forever as if Donald Trump is a uniquely transparent and forthcoming and honest person. I hear that constantly. Everybody else is so fake, all these politicians with their political speak and everything. Why can't they just be real like Donald Trump? And maybe it's petty to talk about his appearance, but I think that it's a symptom. Donald Trump is so fake so artificial, so like covered in artifice, you literally don't even know what his face actually looks like because you've never seen it. You don't know what his head looks like because he's faked it this whole time. Fake hair, an orange circle, all of that. Look, is he entitled to fake his appearance to make himself look better because of his vanity? Sure, everybody gets to do that. But if his brand is supposed to be authenticity, show us your goddamn face, dude. Show us your actual skin tone. Show us your actual scalp. There is nothing wrong with being bald. And you know what? There's some strength in just like owning what your actual head looks like, owning your actual skin tone. Or if it's so important to you to be tan, you could, I don't know, get some goddamn sun every once in a while. But just painting a circle on your face and training your fans to be mad at the photographer for accurately capturing you, that's just sad, man. And it is even sadder that they don't realize how they've been played.